All right, so let's look at Week 18 because I had some reactions to Week 18. All right, Sunday. Well, let's start with Saturday. The Bahamas Bowl at 11 a.m. between Liberty and Buffalo is going to be pretty good, I think. I'm going to definitely bet that game. And then we've got the Browns and Ravens. The Browns are catching 1 million points, and the Ravens, it's like almost a formality. They win the division. Bengals and Steelers at night. You guys know what that means. Cowboy Reed is going to be,
Russ, just help us out, Russ.
Russ.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, look at that.
Well, I think
Sean Payton needs
I'm
help from Russell.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Isn't that?
That is interesting.
Wow.
Look at
Oh, how the
Yeah.
turntables.
Bro, what if that's crazy?
there ain't no kissing babies. Kiss these nuts, Sean Payton. That's what I would say if I was Russ. Nah, Russ got to get that win. So
Kiss these nuts. All right. So, anyways, Sunday they did the thing where they stacked a bunch of games at 1 p.m. Panthers at Falcons, Texans at Titans, Giants at Eagles, Jaguars at Colts, Commanders at Cowboys, Bears at Packers, Saints at Bucks, Bills at Patriots. There's a bunch of draft stuff that matters, but there's really one game for the most part that matters, in my opinion. It's Saints at Bucks, right? You got division on the line.
Yeah.
You win that. You win the South. And the Panthers and the Falcons. Can you imagine you've got the Falcons playing at home against the Panthers? And I know it's probably happened before, but like Mercedes-Benz Dome, a bunch of people rooting for the Aints. They hate the Saints in Atlanta. And that's going to be funny as hell to have to get up, watch the Jumbotron and hate the Saints. It's going to be like 17-3 in the first quarter, and the Bucks are going to be boat racing them. It's just hate the Saints even more. And then you got to finish the game, and you're kind of looking at the scoreboard like, oh, man. That's going to be crazy. And then the 4 p.m.s, obviously, you got Chargers at Raiders, Niners at Cardinals, Chiefs at Broncos, Seahawks at Rams, Dolphins at Jets. My question about Dolphins-Jets is when I look last night on Monday, there's a 55% chance of snow in New York. Could the snow speed up? You know what I'm saying?
But it's not Tua playing, so
We don't know that.
Oh, true.
They left the door open for it.
They were trying to get Tua to play this past against the Browns.
Who was trying to get him to play?
The Dolphins.
If I was Mike,
From what I heard,
right up to the kickoff, he was saying like, I think Tua might be able to.
They were trying to get him to play, but I just don't think he was quite there.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want people to think it was like a thing where they were like, "Hey, Tua, could you play?"
Oh
And
yeah,
like,
yeah, no.
I think the injury is affecting his ability to throw the football. If you talk about a guy like Tua who has dealt with a lot of critics like me, he has a chance to earn the team's way to the playoffs in a season where he didn't play all the games. If he can go out there and play hurt and lead them to victory, that'd be a really good story for him and for them. I don't take them seriously in the playoffs, obviously, because there's a lot of above 500 teams in the playoffs, if you haven't noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be a really good outcome to their season. Like you're trying to build some confidence in that building, right? Like at different points of the season, I know fans in Miami were probably like, oh, the head coach has got to go. I know there's a lot of fans that are like, the quarterback's the problem. And some of these things could be true, not true, but like if you can get into the playoffs after a season like this, it buys you a little time, a little good grace. I do think there are positive things they did this year. A lot of them in the run game, right? And I think Tua had a really good stretch coming off that concussion. So, I think Weaver did a great job defensively this year. I think he's been one of the best assistant coaches in the league. The way he's shored up that run defense, he's got the guys in the back end to play well. That defense is serious. So they have a chance to beat the Jets. We'll see what the weather is. Carson
Looks
Wentz.
like thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms. No way.
Yep. Nice.
So you go from snow on Monday to thunderstorms Sunday? What's wrong with my fucking weather app?
It's probably like it's just been too warm.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, it's 58 degrees
Getting a
and
warm front.
70-80% chance of.
So I use the
Thunderstorm.
weather app on my iPhone. Is that a bad app?
If you are a
Is that why I always get caught in
sports gambler,
thunderstorms?
there are some specific websites for sports gambling weather that I would recommend.
NFL weather.
So rotogrinders.com/weather/NFL has every game.
Okay.
Oh.
Now let me tell you what my app says right now.
Oh, but what about? Did we talk about? How about?
So my app says Sunday is 32 in New York. So you need.
I was looking at the Cleveland game. Sorry.
Roto Grinder. Get the fuck out of here. Bro.
No,
Gaslighting me.
New York is not going to be that cold.
Bro, my app says 32 on Sunday. It says 70% chance of snow on Monday. We need to work this shit out, guys. Roto Grinder. Look at this shit. Do you trust this app?
I looked at
Sometimes.
looked at it from last week. My fault. That's on me.
Oh my God, I'm good at the weather.
But do you know what that percentage?
It's because you
means?
spend half your time standing out in the field. You've got guys. You've already implemented your plan. You just haven't told us.
That's
yet.
what I'm
You've got-
saying.
got
You know,
guys.
I got guys. I told you
got
about
guys.
weather theory.
Yeah.
Do you know what the percentage means when it's precipitation or whatever on the side?
Yeah, it means a 70% chance of getting snow at some point.
No, it's 70% of that
70%
area,
of the area.
is gonna get snow.
Oh, 70%
at
of the
time.
area.
So when it's
Yeah.
raining, it's like
And then-
70% of what you see, like on that map, is where it's gonna be.
And
raining.
then New York being a pretty large area, you
Yeah,
know?
the
as far as
stadium, hopefully, but the stadium, you have to look up Jersey.
Jersey.
You do.
There we go.
It's not.
Hold on.
in New York.
So where are they in Jersey?
Edge, Meadowlands.
Meadowlands. All right, let's look. Oh, it's 65 in the fucking Meadowlands. All right, hold on a second. Sunday, 31. It's even colder. And 65% chance of snow on Monday. That could, in my experience, let me Lance Stevenson that snowstorm a little bit closer to Sunday.
Oh, my
Hey, by the way, Miami in 2019 helped Kansas City when Miami wasn't that good and they were playing the Patriots in the final game of the season, and they beat them right as Kansas City was wrapping up a win versus the Chargers. And it was one of those like dual screen kind of things where Kansas City is freaking out in the stadium. And the Miami fans, they want to be repaid this week. They want Carson Wentz in
Yeah.
Kansas City to give them a shot. We'll
I know
see.
who else wants that win to happen so much. Your boy Calais Campbell, who was just in limbo trying to get the hell out of Miami to a playoff team, and then
I
they're
know.
like, "Not so fast, my friend."
That was weird to leak that.
We still might make it, so
Yeah.
we're keeping you, buddy, and he might have a chance.
Listen, it's a fun time of year because I think I always tell the story this time of year, but like 2018, we were playing Washington. We needed like 3 things to happen. I can't remember exactly what, maybe like 2. And we beat Washington. We go in the locker room down in that very dangerous stadium, and we're in the bowels of that thing. Technically, the whole thing is the bowels, but we're in the bowels. And we're watching a little TV. It's like me, Lane, Jason, and Fletcher, and a couple guys, and Howie's in there. And we're watching on a tiny TV. I think it was Minnesota playing Chicago. And we needed one result. And we caught the last 15 minutes of the game. And it's like, those are the moments. You want to talk about moments where you're just like, oh my God, we're going again. And, you know, we were 4-6 at that point, turned it around, got a chance to slide in the playoffs. And you can tell people, hey, you got no shot of winning, right? Like you can say, hey, that team, which I've done to some teams. I've been like, oh, they're unserious. I probably would have said that about us in 2018 as a media member. But you couldn't have told the guys in that locker room we didn't have a chance. When we slid in the playoffs, we were like, we can win the fucking thing. And we could have. You know, like we were one of those teams that it's not who you play, it's when you play them. Nick was hot. We really just missed a couple key plays in New Orleans, and otherwise we would have been right back in the NFC Championship. So a lot of these teams, say the Dolphins, I mean, they went through a stretch this year where we were like, hey, they're cooked. Stick a fork in them. Shh. No, I mean, if you've got a chance, you really have a chance. And so all these teams want to get in, and it's a crazy time of year.